folks. Today we are going to learn how to replace the back glass on a Samsung S9. You're going to want to make sure to order a piece on eBay that includes the camera frame and the adhesive around the edges. This piece costs about 15 bucks. When they arrive, they've got plastic on the front and the back. This is to protect it from, I think they put bars over this to protect copyright. So, if I peel it right here, you'll see the name. Let's see, let's get started. Okay, first things first, turn off the phone. This one's already off. Secondly, make sure your work area is free of debris. We're going to be using a Wagner heat gun. They're about $20 at Home Depot. I'll see if I can find the product and link it in the description for y'all. I use tape to clean up my workspace. Okay, now that this is free of debris, and that's free of debris, I'm go ahead and lay it down. I use a silicone mat. You can buy them on eBay for about 10 bucks. They're called a baking mat. Now this is the Wagner heating gun that I'm going to be using. There's two settings, low, high. We're going to be using the low setting. Now, we're going to be heating it up. People often wonder how far away should I be heating up because, in this picture it looks like I'm really close. I want to say there's about that much distance, which would be about 5 inches or so. The best way to determine if you're heating up a phone too much is to put your hand by it. I put my hand by it and I hit it with heat all around. I'm going to start off at the bottom. I heat it up just enough that it's almost too hot to touch, but not too hot to burn me. And I go in circular motions. You never want to put too much direct heat in one area. Next tool, either going to use a guitar pick or I bought a iSesamo. You can buy these on eBay as well. Going right between the crease. We're gonna go up slowly, slowly. Come back. General rule of thumb with these is you try to cut off as much as you can while the glue is still soft. If at any point you meet some resistance, just stop. See? Right there, it's pretty tough. It stopped gliding. And the phone came on, so we're gonna stop. We stopped right here. We're gonna give it a few seconds. Okay. By now the phone's cooled off. We need to do it again. Lowest setting. I usually try to heat away from anything important. In this case, we've got a fingerprint sensor right here, and we've got, I think that's like a heartbeat sensor. I don't know, I just fixed these phones. Anyways, so anytime I work on electronics, I keep directional heat away from anything sensitive. If I'm unsure whether or not I'm heating up this whole thing versus just this, I put my hand next to it. That way I can feel just a slight bit of heat coming back towards my hand, but I know I'm not heating up the sensitive parts. Beautiful. I just turned on the phone again. It's gonna happen. Okay, it's cooled off again. In my opinion on how hard this would be to repair, I would say this is pretty close to on 1 to 10, very easy. You got to remember that you don't ever stick this way too far deep in. The glue is only on the edges. So basically you're just trying to pry the edges off. Why? Because most of these Samsungs have new components like wireless charging. This one has the fingerprint sensor, it has the heartbeat sensor, or whatever the hell sensor that is. And you want to be gentle. You don't want to accidentally cut a cable. Sometimes, and I can already tell with this one, the glass has the pieces integrated into it, so there's a cable. Looks like in this case it's one of the pop-off cables, so we got lucky because it just pries off. But you want to make sure that you don't shove this so far deep that you're cutting this sensor cable. You know what I'm saying? That would just fuck up your day. Excuse my language. So I can tell there's a little bit of debris over here. We're gonna go ahead and take it off. Most of the glue is actually stayed on this part. Looks like it came off of this pretty easily. Now, there's a couple ways of getting off the glue. If you don't have too much, you can just rub it off with your finger. But to those people that still have all the glue around here, I would be doing you a disservice by not teaching you how to get the glue off. Or if you just want to do a really, really good job, I'm going to show you how to do it. So what we're going to need next is Roncinol. Roncinol and some Q-tips. Now I've got this preloaded with Roncinol. Take a Q-tip. Just put a little bit in there. This Roncinol is amazing at getting glue off. You may have to soak it with a little bit of lighter fluid, meaning you take this, you soak the Q-tip until it's nice and wet, then you slowly dab it. After a few seconds, the Roncinol will turn the glue into napalm. And melts it off. And the nice thing about this is you don't have to use a tool to scrape off any adhesive, which sometimes it could damage the frame. Try not to get it anywhere else. And try to focus only on the edges. Mainly on the edges, not only, mainly. It took me a long time to figure out what to use to get adhesive off. I worked with a lot of iPad 2s, and they were notorious for being a bitch because the glue that they used for those was so hard to get off, and it was so solvent resistant. So people tried alcohol, but it just takes too long. Some people tried mineral spirits, but it's just really oily. Some people tried sanding it, taking like a tiny little sander to sand off all the adhesive, but that just kind of jacks up the frame. I tried denatured alcohol myself. I tried Goo Gone. I tried a hot soldering iron to kind of melt the shit off. The problem with that is you got a hot soldering iron and you're just gonna fuck shit up. Excuse my language. Anyways, met this Russian kid and he fixes stuff too. And one day I saw Ronson all sitting on his workbench. I asked him what that was for, and he didn't want to tell me. He's like, "Oh, just for lighting, you know, filling up the lighters." But I saw that he was working on an iPad too, and so I thought about it, and I was like, could it be that Ronson all gets that shit off? And it does. I bought some. Oh, it took me forever to figure out where to buy some. Best place to buy them is Walgreens. Just go to Walgreens. Don't try going anywhere else. What it does is it eats through it, and it makes it into a little wipeable gunk. Anyways, I started using it for iPad repairs, and man, you can get the frame so beautiful and everything sticks so nice. Nothing lifts because it's making clean contact. Like I said, you can leave the glue, but that's not going to make good contact wherever that part is. Anyways, we got the frame looking pretty nice. Now this lady dropped it on this corner. She dropped it along this corner right here. This corner and this corner. So before you put this new glass on, you gotta make, or the other one, you gotta make sure that the corners are fixed, or else when you go to push the glass down, it's gonna break. So I usually take a file. You don't have a file, you're probably gonna have a screwdriver. Here, I'll show you with the screwdriver. Take a thin screwdriver, put it on the inside, and run it against the edge until all those little bits on the inside frame. So when it gets hit, it pushes all these parts inside. So by running it like this several times, you're gonna break away all those little chunks. And you're not gonna scratch the outside frame, which is where the color is. See, look, I'm gonna do it with this one too. Until it's soft. The point is to just clear the whole frame so that it's nice. And the glass doesn't catch when you're sitting it down. By the way, do yourself a favor and order 2 of these. Alright? Why? Because everybody fucks up. Order 2 of them. Order 2 of them! You don't want to have a fucking phone that you're fixing and break the only one piece that you have. Don't be stupid like I was. You're better than me. Anyways, this frame is perfect now. We got all the edges. You're gonna hit it with the Q-tip. Make sure there's no fragments in there. So now, we gotta look at both of these. We gotta look at the original one and play a game of what's different from this one. I'm gonna give you a second. What's different? This has a little frame in here. This one has it's a I'm trying to see if I can pop it off. I don't know what that is. Might just be a rubber grommet for the camera. It is. So, take whatever tweezers you got. Hold it up. Hit it with some heat. Just a little. Now, mind you, this isn't a super critical part of it. This isn't going to affect anything necessarily. That's why they didn't include it in the new one. But if you got the time, why not move it over? So now the other thing that's different is there's these like little white things. Let's go ahead and start by removing the inner protective layer of this. Hold it from the sides. Hold the new glass from the sides. Don't squeeze it too hard. Hold it like this. They look like they're just stickers. Reach underneath them, pinch them, and peel them. Set it. Set it and forget it. If anybody knows what these things are for, I'd love to hear from you. So now comes the fingerprint sensor. How are we gonna do this? We're gonna heat up around it. Heat up around it. Don't get too close. Once I know it's warm, looks like it's glued in, so I'm gonna try to reach for the glue that's underneath it all. See that? I'm actually peeling it from the frame, not from where the button is glued to the plastic frame. See that? If you have a little black ring, then you need to take that part off too and install it on the new one. But I took it all off as one piece. Much easier. Put it off to the side. Put it right here. Oh shit. I forgot which orientation. If you forget the orientation, then just do this. Oh, okay, it goes clipped in like that, which means cable needs to go on the left side. Line it up with the hole. Put it in. Okay. hit this with a little bit of heat too. Make sure that home button is firmly pushed in. Firmly pushed in. Now it has adhesive, so you don't really need to add any extra, but I personally like to keep it nice. I use B7000. Just put a small little bead. And when I mean small, I mean small. Barely even squeeze the bottle. Just like such a small amount, you're like, dude, is this even worth it? Why? Because you don't want to fuck with the interior components. So we gotta get this cable back in. It's kind of hard to show you from an angle, but I'll try. I'll edit that out in post-production later. Damn it. You know what might help? So, the secret is to just line it up. And then push it down. So hard to do. We're gonna go ahead and kick this on before we shut it. looks like it's good. Now, line up the edges. Come on. See how nice the edges ended up coming out? Almost done. Lightly touch it around. Lightly. How much pressure? Enough pressure to use the buttons on a microwave. Next, heat, just a little bit, until it gets warm. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a very nice day.